What is this? What is this? I don't know. It's just a word. Oh, and what is that word? Companion. Compan. Ion. Compan. Ion. Oh! A person or animal with whom one spends a lot of time or with whom one travels. His traveling companion, his traveling buddy. Synonyms: associate, partner, escort, consort, colleague, workmate, coworker, compatriot, confederate, ally, more. A person who shares the experiences of another, especially when these are unpleasant or unwelcome. So, right. Oh, I mean, bash, but at the same time, look, this is truly you, a person who shares the experience of suffrage, right? And you say, oh, we're all just humanity, we're in it together, this and that, smashed. A person's long term sexual partner outside marriage. Exactly. Another thing, man and women are running from marriage, union, becoming one flesh. They run and run and run and just hide behind all these posh names. Who knew? Also, they can just feel better about themselves and their boast of how they're carving out a life for themselves. Independent from another, because I might have a companion, but I don't need anyone. I don't need anyone or anything. I'm just here to smash and get pleasure and friction, 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 friction. Oh, yeah. A person's long term sexual partner, a person, especially an unmarried or widowed woman, employed to live with an another assist another. I'm your companion now. Oh, helper, aid, personal assistant, valet, inquiry, squire, lady in waiting. Oh, right, and then they blast to astronomy and say a star, galaxy, or other celestial object. Why don't they call it spatial object, right? Because it's in space. You believe in space. So why do you still call it celestial? You bash. One of a pair of things intended to complement or match each other. Complement, right? Oh, I don't know what that means. Counterpart, fellow, mate, twin, other half. Match. Who knew? So, if men and women are not a match to the other, a complement, a counterpart, what is? And you're like, oh, it doesn't mean anything. It's just a little worm that hangs on the bottom of between your legs, or a little slit that has things and you can put stuff in it, and things come out of it too. Namely, just another one of you. But no, 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 that's just a choice. Yay! A book that provides information about a particular subject. Oh, a book, a handbook, a manual. A piece of equipment containing objects used in a particular activity. A member of lowest grade of certain orders of knighthood. The common denominator of a knighthood. You're just a companion, right? A bee, and a bee ain't one. A company. That's the formal. A company. A company. Right? Who knew that it was comes from? Whoa, breaking bread. Whoa. Who knew? Based on Latin, together, come plus panis, bread. Break bread together. Whoa. Where have we heard that before? I don't know. It's just something. Oh, this and that. Bash, you know nothing. Bash lost in the wisdom of man and their bash what interpretations of who knows what and who knew where. A raised frame with windows and quarter deck of a ship to allow light into the decks below. Wow. companion. Use. Peak 1850, and just bashed. Amazing. What is a spouse? Well, a spouse is a husband or a wife considered in relation to their partner. Husband, wife, partner, mate, consort, right? Blah blah blah. Sponus, masculine. Sponsa, feminine. Past participles of spondere, betrothed. Oh, oh. Right? And apparently to this bash, zero, and then 1950s, the civil movement, civil rights, all the hippies, and they just started calling each other spouse, because it's gender neutral, and we're just bash. Oh, of course. Significant other in a marriage, civil union, or common law marriage, right? So recognized by the authorities somehow. This term is gender neutral. Oh, whereas a male spouse is a husband and a female spouse is a wife. Wow, who knew? But somehow this word just came around and just was became so popular. Yay! Amazing. What is a bride? Define bride. Who knows? It's a woman on her wedding day or just before and after the event. Newlywed, honeymooner. Oh, right. Related to Bruid and German Braut. Bruid, a bird. Is that it? Again, a spike somehow at the turn of the century into the 20th century. Ooh, right? I mean, it's what are they saying to you? Oh, you have no clue. What is a bride? It's just something that wears white, and they do a little ritual and sing along and this and that and this and that. A bride is a woman is who is about to get married, to be married, or who is newlywed. When marrying, the bride's future spouse, if male, they had to just put that there, is usually referred to as the bridegroom or groom. In Western culture, a bride may be attended by one or more bridesmaids. Right? Attire. Who knew it was white mainly? Right? White wedding. White. What does it mean? People are like, well, it means purity and this and that and this and this and that, virginity and this and that and that. They're like, oh, it just looks pretty. Just white is pretty. Now it's just become, oh, white is in? What is fashion? Oh, this or that. No. What is going on? I don't know, but somehow I'll just wear whatever I want because I'm the Red Queen and I say whatever I want. Blah, 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 smashed. Of course, Queen Victoria, who wore a white court dress for a wedding. Whoa. See, all what's going on, 1920s, 1930s. Whoa. In between world wars. What? Amazing. Hindu brides are presented with a Mangal Sutra during the wedding ceremony, which has much of the same significance as a wedding ring. Who knew? Wow. In addition to the gown, brides often wear a veil and carry a bouquet of flowers, a small heirloom such as a lucky coin, a prayer book, or other token, some other idol worship. In Western countries, a bride may wear something old, something new, something borrowed, and something blue. A bride purse or money bag is also common. Oh, wow, right? And the history, well, the term bride appears in combination with many words, some of which are obsolete. Thus, bridegroom is a newly married man, and a bride banquet, are old equivalents of wedding bells, wedding breakfast, bridal from the bridal, originally wedding, right, blah, 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 Romans, they have to bash it in there. Ceremonies were eaten by the couple of the cake made of salt. water and spelt flour, and the holding by the bride of 3 wheat ears. Wheat ears, a symbol of plenty. Well, who knew it was just, whoa, salt, water, and spelt. Whoa, and now it's just, whoa, make them all sorts of pretty designs and layers upon layers and layers, right? It's become this whole product that you buy and purchase. A ritual that somehow brings joy to you, and you share. Well, this is how I prove my love to this person. Right. Because apparently you just go and get divorced and it meant nothing. Wow, amazing. Who knew? The bride's wrath is a Christian substitute for the guilt coronate all Jewish brides wore, right? The crowning of the bride is still observed by the Russians and the Calvinists of Holland and Switzerland. The wearing of orange blossoms is said to have started with the Saracens, who regarded them as emblems of fecundity. Blah, 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 bash, 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 bash. Religion. In Christianity, bride, the Lamb's wife, or the bride of Christ, is a term that generally describes the church. Does it? Followers of Christ, spiritually betrothed to Jesus Christ. The term is found in related verses in the Bible that describe a woman in the Gospels, the book of Revelations, the epistles, and related verses in the Old Testament. Sometimes the bride is implied by calling Jesus a bridegroom to the church. For over 1,500 years, the church was identified as the bride betrothed to Christ. So 1,500 years based on past history that now we believe after World War I and World War II. So this number means nothing. However, there are instances of the interpretation of the usage of varying from church to church. Of course, they had to just say that. Varying from church to church, from place to place, and from people to people. Most believe that it always refers to the church. Most, right? What does that even mean? Nothing. They might have just, right, they should have just left this out because they just said nothing. Well, sometimes this, sometimes that, but who knows? Wow, amazing! But look at all the beautiful attire and costumes. Who knew? Look at all the costumes. Wow, the Cambodian bride, amazing. So, why are all people describing themselves as, oh, my partner, this, my companion, my this, my that, my beau, my bee, my blah, 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 blah. Nothing. Exactly. Counterfeits. Counterfeits because you believe in this. You believe in this. You're like, oh, this can be my companion forever. Doesn't he look cute? Aww. Aww. It's just a little hybrid. He's just amazing. He's my compliment. Aw, and this one, and this one, and that one. I want them all. And look, wow, his little tail. Aw, and look at this one. Amazing. Aw. Oh, look how many fingers he got. Aw, yeah. And look at this one. Oh, yes. Right? Oh, it's just amazing. Everybody just wants to be all these bash hybrids, bash, right? Because somehow they're your compliment. You believe in, oh, I'm an animal, and this, and that, and this, and that, and this, and this, and I'm a hash bash ape that made it with some bash mouse. Or no, the mouse is just a lineage that we come from, and this, and that. Who cares? But you worship it. So it's hilarious how you cry and just say, no, oppression, microaggression, toxic masculinity. What? When they say, words like husband, wife. Because you're running from it. That's why you have to just attack it, because you want your version. This. You want this. Who knew? Who knew you want to be this? But here's the thing. Animals, right? Do animals give a bash about gender neutral bash? No. And this and that and this and that? No. So what are you? Are you an animal or a man and a woman? Because you can't have it both ways. You can't say, oh, we're just animals, and then just try and have your cake and eat it too. Whoa, right? Because animals, wow, right? You'll look at animals and wow, right? Why don't you just go kill all the animals because they mistreat the female all the time, right? Or this and that, or their microaggressions, right? They call it oppression. All the male animals are just bashing and relentlessly killing the females and aborting their babies. Right? So just go turn on the animals and just slay them all. But before you do, make sure you scrape all the DNA and just bash it into you. Right? Because you're this guy just smashing everything with some big rock and you just can't wait. All because you are a hog bash brain. Look, exactly. They're telling you, oh, look, this is what you worship. Amazing. And then it's a surprise to you why everybody's just so bashed and it's just Groundhog Day with suffrage. Who knew? 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 But oh, it's just so enticing and appealing. Look, all the ancients and this and that and this and this. Wow, who knew they were just as vile as we are today? Creating their own image of what their apparent masterpiece was and is and how they could manipulate. Whoa. Because what is a bride, right? And read it for yourself. And I'm just gonna show this somehow, but do it yourself. I saw the holy city, the Jerusalem coming down out of the heaven from God, prepared as a bride, beautifully dressed for her husband. Who is the husband? Could it be the followers of Christ? No, it's just some past gender thing. They're being bigots. Oh, no, stop it. Right? Just crying. You're just the relentless crier. Ugh. And it just happens every day for you. What is this? A new heaven and new earth. Then I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and earth had passed away. Who knew? So everybody that's working to somehow rehash and rearrange their furniture to somehow live a fleshly utopia, whoa, go ahead. Man does not renew anything, just boast in his boast. Who knew? And the sea was no more. I saw the holy city, the new Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a loud voice from the throne saying, behold, the dwelling place of God is with man, and he will live with them. They will be his people, and God himself will be with them as their God. Right? But to you, it's just laughable. It's hilarious. Bah, ha, 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 right? Because you're blinded. You're blinded by the bash wisdom of man. And you say, oh, there's no wisdom in this. There's zero wisdom in this. It's just bigotry and bash smashing of women. You know nothing. What is this? Jesus is coming. I, Jesus, have sent my angel to give you this testimony for the churches. I am the root Who knew? What is a root? A root is just some vestigial thing that just somehow turned into the root. It from algae, and the algae just crawled onto land with their little teeny tiny feet, and that somehow developed into roots. Amazing. And the offspring of David, the bright morning star, right? And people say, "Oh, the morning star, Lucifer, Venus, what is it?" Ask the Lord to reveal it to you. The Spirit and the bride say, "Come." Let one who hears say, "Come," and let the one who is thirsty come, and the one who desires the water of life drink freely. I testify to everyone who hears the words of prophecy in this book. If anyone adds to them, God will add to him the plagues described in this book. Right? Wow. The Spirit and the bride. Right? The Spirit and the bride, the true promise, that which reneweth. Who knew? All the purity, all the grace, all what is it? Right? The renewal, right? But somehow bride is just, oh, the pretty dress. Okay. What about this? The bride belongs to the bridegroom. It is the bridegroom who marries the bride, and the best man is simply glad to stand with him and hear his vows. Wow. As a young man marries a young woman, so will your builder marry you. As a bridegroom rejoices over his bride, so will your God rejoice over you. Right. So who is our builder? Who is our creator? For he truly cries out, calls out to have that union, that bond that we're new with. Wow. No, 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 it couldn't be, it couldn't be, it couldn't be. No! I'm just gonna give you the terms like companion, just try and carve out some past life for myself in the ways of the world, and I know will just, the false love of the world will just turn on me on a dime, but no, I will just go and find another buddy. Wow, what a shame. Lost in your past words, lost to the wisdom of the Father. Because somehow you just can't wait to fight, to rehash, right? To bash some new world for yourself. And you have no idea what the true promise is, what the bride that the Creator has promised for his children, in the resolve of ridding doubt forever. Who knew? Who knew? But you of zero faith will just continue and just bash and fall in the ditch relentlessly. How much longer? Or will that be your, ways till the end, till the resolve? At which point, of course, it's not in the hands of man. For truly the only judge, the only administrator of anything that ever was and will be, is a creator. Who calls out and truly loves us for the choice in the flesh, apparently you can do whatever you want. Whatever. Woohoo! So what's your refuge? Right? Some bosh definition of spouse, and how you're just trying to like fulfill yourself in the flesh with some other person that you think is, oh, my other better half, and this and this and that and that. Wow. Void. There is zero love in you. Zero truth. And therefore it's the blind leading the blind.